One can relax instantly and completely when one is not doing anything. That state when one is not doing anything is called a non-doing state. It is your natural state. If you do not know how to be relaxed with yourself, then no amount of relaxation activities will work for you. One may engage in n number of relaxation activities. One may go to exotic vacations, natural places, but there also one's effortful mind will come along. The mind is habituated to put effort all the time. You would try to be relaxed, and when you try, you cannot be relaxed. We have turned to be in peace, to be relaxed into an activity, a project to be completed. When at rare moments when we are totally relaxed, our mind is quiet, then at that time we expect that quietness to give us something, some benefit, some tangible results that we can measure, see, and show it to others probably. And when we sit in non-doing and in a relaxed state, and then when we have a motive that is not really a non-doing state, that is still our doing state, our being in non-doing state itself becomes our doing. Because wherever you try, something has begun, effort has begun. Effort is there because you have a motive. And then it is no longer your pristine natural state, a non-doing state. Then your body may become stiff and you may not even notice it. Your breathing may become shallow. Psychologically, you would be in a waiting state. You would wait for peace, for relaxation. And one waits for peace. Peace never comes. One will wait forever. Many people understand that to be in a thoughtless, quiet state, that is the ultimate state. But spirituality goes into deeper layers. One thing is to physically sit without doing much activity. And let us suppose even if one is psychologically quiet and without any activity, still that may not be our natural state because we may be expecting certain results out of that quietness. And if we are expecting any fruits of our actions, that is still not our natural state. How can one expect anything from one's natural state? That natural state itself is so fulfilling that it does not require anything more to be filled inside. If you are in such a state where you are totally complete, full, satisfied, then that is your non-doing state. But if you are sitting quietly, meditating, but you are expecting certain results, then you are in the doing state. In the doing state, there is always these three things. First, there is a cause, a motive, a purpose. Then there is an action to fulfill that motive. That action is always effortful. And once the action is done, you would like to reap the benefits of that, the effect of your action. You would like to check the benefits of that. So all the activities has these three things, the cause and the effect, and in between the action to fulfill that cause and to generate that effect. So if one is sitting without doing anything but has a motive for it, one is still putting effort. One may not know it, but unknowingly it is happening. And since one is putting effort, since one has motive, one would like to check whether one is getting that benefit or not. Even if you just desire peace, it is still a desire. In some of our earlier talks, we told about the benefits of sitting in non-doing state. We explained that without being in such a state, our system is getting hammered. Our mind needs certain space. So we explained all those benefits of being in non-doing state. At that time, to explain that was necessary, because without it, one would feel that being without any activity is a lazy state, irresponsible and a waste of time state. So to make one physically sit without doing anything, it is necessary for many people to give benefits. Those each benefit was like a step of a ladder. We gave you several benefits, several steps, and you climbed that ladder to come to an understanding, to come to that appreciation that one should occasionally sit in non-doing state. But now that ladder has to be removed, because the ladder that helped you to climb up can help you to climb down also. That can become your downfall. Because if the ladder is there, you would like to check whether you are getting those benefits. Each benefits would become your checklist point. Then you will check, am I getting calm? Am I quiet than yesterday? Your checking for those benefits is not wrong. What we are saying is that to have such motives, such benefits in our mind itself is the problem. We are addicted to expectation, that is our issue. And that is what makes being in non-doing state such a difficult thing. The initial difficulty is to do without anything is very difficult for most people. To remain without any activity is difficult for a majority of people. And if you can be in that kind of a state where physically you are not doing anything, then now we are saying psychologically also you should not have any motive to be in such a state. We are going further. We are taking depth now. Initially we told that there are benefits to be in non-doing state. Now we are saying that our doing state is like an intoxicated state, unnatural state, and our non-doing state itself is the natural state, and in itself is the most fulfilling state. There are no benefits to be accrued from being in non-doing state. We cannot expect any special advantages by sitting in non-doing state. To be in non-doing state itself is the fruit of being in non-doing state. No other special advantages. When we are in non-doing state, we are freed from our madness of the activity state. That itself is the fruit of being in non-doing state. Our activity state is like a drunken state. If one is addicted to drinking alcohol, then there could be motive to give up that habit. Maybe one wants to save one's marriage or improve one's health. But there is no motive to be sober, because to remain sober is our natural state. So now we are saying that when you are in your non-doing state, you are freed up from our normal activity state, intoxicated state, and that itself is the advantage. Otherwise there is no special advantage to be gained by being in non-doing state. Similarly, in our earlier talks we told that if mind roams, let it roam when you are sitting in non-doing state. And just like there are some depths about being in non-doing state with or without motive, there are a lot of depths and finer layers to unravel when we say if the mind roams, let it roam. But we will not take that up now. We will take that for our further some other sessions. This should make you think that when we listen to talks like this, why do we miss such contradictions? Like for example, in our earlier talks we were saying that being in non-doing state means to be without activity, to be without purpose. And still in that same talk we were giving the benefits, the purpose of being in that state. And very few could catch such contradictions. We take from these talks which makes us happy, which we like, and we generally do not see such paradoxes. One has to be very careful when one listens to philosophy or spiritual talks, because otherwise one may be harmed and one may suffer more than the one who is not interested at all. Philosophy is not a superficial religion. Here we are taking it and we are going into the heart of religion. And so you also need to give your heart into understanding, into listening what is being talked about. That is if you do not want to suffer, if you really want to benefit out of these talks. And if you cannot catch such contradictions yet, it is fine. Most scholars and teachers also cannot catch it. They do not have malicious intent. Maybe one is repeating the words of the saints or scriptures. But when it comes to philosophy, one needs to go to the source. And the ultimate source is you, your life. You have to check against that source. So as we go further and unravel what this non-doing state is, give your full energy to it, to listen to it with your whole heart, intellect. But for the time being, just loosen up yourself, relax. Let silence do what effort cannot.